Fishing Films, everybody. We, Steve and I, we've trundled up the beach, up the road at the back at Chesil Beach here, and then come across and found a space in amongst all of these mackerel fishermen. But we're going to stay on overnight, hopefully pick up a hound, maybe a ray, something like that. That would be really good. There have been some nice bass. We're going to try for those as well, and see how we get on. But this is the Southwest Sea Baits Century Rod competition. Runs over 2 months. Heaviest fish, heaviest 2% fish wins the competition. So we're going to try, or I'm going to try. Steve's not in it this time. Ryan's in it, but he's not here today. He should be back next week. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and do a small video of each time we go and see how we get on. Get it published and keep you updated, and you see what we catch or don't catch. Okay, better get set up before the sun goes down. Ryan and I actually, last time he was home, we popped down to one of our favourite smoothhound marks with the bass rods, just to see how we would get on. It was a little bit early in the season, so while we get this set up, I'm just setting up a pulley rig to stick a big mackerel head in close for a bass. Check that out and see how we got on. Just worth noting the way that we freeze our crabs. We just get a freezer bag and put them in with the shells on. Don't bother peeling them or anything like that. So we just plug them in, stick them in the freezer, and the shell itself stops your crab meat from getting freezer burn. So the water, you do get a water layer sort of under the peeling shell. And when they've defrosted it, you have to make sure they've defrosted properly, fully. Then the shell just peels off really easily. We find that we find that there's not a lot of difference between a fresh and a decent frozen crab. So a lot of people go to a lot of effort, just not necessary really. Catch cod, bass, smoothhounds, plaice, whatever you like. We've had it all on frozen crab, and we fish next to people with fresh crab, and there's no difference. Not in our book anyway. So I'll let you know. Just moved along the beach a bit closer to the rocks, see what we can do. As you can see, a bit closer there. As you can see, we're using pulley rigs, which is fine here. A lot of people use up and overs. 1/0 very sharp hooks. These are Sakuma mantas, loaded with crab. Just onto a plain weight. There's absolutely no tide run here today, so it's only a small tide, so it sits out there lovely. And then you ain't got the spikes on a weight which could scare a fish off. So mine's just coming now with the rod rest, so we'll get another cast out. Try and get you a smoothhound. We're trying. Ryan's got a fish on. Oh, he's got a dogfish. You got a doggy, Ryan.
Hey, first fish of the day.
It's not a smooth hound though, is it?
A formidable shark.
Well done. Well, we're on our last cast. Ryan's had a dogfish. We've had a couple of decent bites. Don't know why we're not hooking them. Maybe the fact that it's a neat tide and they're not running with the bait enough. So we're going to have a last cast. There's a little bit more depth of water. We've still got a bit of beach in front of us that we can land the fish on. But then it's going to push us back onto these boulders, and that's no good for the gear that we've got. So we've had a good day. It's been an absolutely beautiful morning. So we let Ryan cast out. He's a typical last caster. Normally catches something on the last cast.
The last casting minutes.
Come on. If we don't catch anything, see you again soon. Just what the doctor ordered last night. Some fresh bait on. Having such good fun on light tackle. God, look at the size of that mackerel. Have a look at the size of that one. Look at the size of that. Woo. Lovely. Last light mackerel. Wow, it's got a light on it. Time on the pulley, a whole horse mackerel, still alive. So just going to, he's a bit injured, so I'm going to put him out in the sea, see if a bass comes along with that. Right, bit of an update for you. There's not a lot going on. Steve's had a couple of beautiful mackerel. They were really nice size, nearly a pound in weight. So brilliant bait. So what I'm going to do is, I've got out there, I've got an up and over pano rig, and I'm just going to, I've filleted here a nice side of one of the fresh mackerel that we caught, or that Steve's caught. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it onto my homemade bait skewer. Just going to feed that down through, and I'm going to wind it up, and then afterwards when I bring that rig in, I'll have this one ready to go out. And what I'm going to do is try and catch a ray. This is quite a big bait. It's quite fat actually. But what I'm going to do, personally, I like to have the shiny skin side out. A lot of people do it the other way around so that all the juices are on the outside. I like to do it this way. I'm just going to wind it all up on that. Give it a really good wind up. So it's like a big fat sand eel, but with nice fresh blood in it. Like that. Stick plenty of it on, and it will gradually get a bit smaller. Give it a squeeze. There's loads of blood juice coming out of this. So I've got a couple of sand eels out there at the moment. With this competition it's a maximum of 3 hooks. So Steve had a smallish scad mackerel. So what I've done is I've got a 6/0 hook popped up in through his mouth and up through his head, and I've tied that in place. And it was a little bit injured, so it's got a bit of blood coming out of it. So I've dunked that in the sea about 5 yards out. One last wrap. Get it on it. The benefit of doing it on a skewer or a baited needle is the fact that it all stays straight. Because if you cast the bait and it's all wonky, it goes all over the shop. Then you end up with crack offs and all kinds of things. So there we go. That is a lovely bait. This is Chesil Beach. So what can we catch ray wise? Well, we can definitely get thornback rays. There's been a few caught lately. We can get blonde rays, and we can get what I would really like to catch, because I have never had one, is an undulate ray. They like mackerel. They all like mackerel. They all like sand eels. So this bait here, it seems quite big, but a big ray will swallow that. May even pick up a bass on it. Who knows, really? Got to try it and find out. Need a big fish. Need a big percentage fish to win this competition. Steve got something? Here it comes. What is it?
Nothing fish.
Oh. It's a half a mackerel. Steve's bass bait there, look. Nope.
Go out again.
Keep it going. There's not a blank humble dogfish. It's not a very big one either, so try again. Come on, you. Relax. I'm getting back in. Struck conger. It's not going to win any prizes, is it?
No, need to be a bit bigger than that.
A bit bigger than that one. Go for a couple of crab this time. Get these prepared. See if I can't pick up a smooth end. That would be a good prize. You see in that video earlier, Ryan and I walked all that way to one of our spots. We didn't have a touch, and normally we would, but I don't know. If you're not in it, you can't win it. There we go. So I'm going to alternate my single hook now, which is on the pulley, which is in close for the bass. I'm going to stick it out now a long way with a small bait on it, get it out as far as I can, and then I'm going to bring it in again, prepare another bait to put it in close to see if there's a bass, and I'm going to keep going. We're not going to be here a long time tonight. I think we'll be gone by about 1-2 o'clock in the morning, but we're going to do lots of short sessions and see if we can pick out a decent fish. I think next week we'll be heading to Bristol Channel. It's a good tide. Might be some rays up there, some small-eyed rays, something like that. So there, this little bait. When fishing for smoothhound, don't go too big a bait. Their mouths aren't that big. So that is a perfect size bait for a smoothhound. Let's give it a go. Find out. There's another eel. Unfortunately, they're not getting any bigger. They do seem to like sand eels though. I'll get him unhooked and get him back in the sea, where he belongs. Going for dual sand eels. And this is on an up and over rig, which I'm putting out for a ray. Thing is, try and keep it nice and streamlined. You could put these onto like a baiting needle as well, but I don't find you need to be honest. It's best to try and keep them as frozen as possible, I find. Get my top hook there. Always check your hooks to make sure they're nice and sharp. One, two, 3 times around, put him back through the eels, and then just pull that line tight. There we go. So that's our sand eel bait. Loads of blood coming out of it. And then this is my slider on the bottom, like a running ledger. 6-ounce gripper weight, and then the line runs back up. If I can do this a minute, over a running clip, and then back down onto my genie clip there, and that's it. Stays nice and streamlined, and we'll get him out to sea. add another one to the list. This one is all covered in stones. Look. He's about £3 I reckon. Not much more. Should be able to get him out quite easily. Oh, he's got both my hips on that one. Right, I'll need to get my disgorger on there and get him off. Get him back into the sea. But we've been plagued by these tonight. I don't think that's big enough to win anything, so I'm going to get it back in the sea. Well, everybody, we've had 9 congers, all strap congers, so between £1 and £2, and a dogfish, and some mackerel earlier, a scad mackerel. The wind's come up now, so we're going to make a move. It's not what we came for. We came for a smooth hound or rays, but it's just not happening tonight. So we've got plenty more weeks to go in this competition. So we'll keep the videos going. You can see how we get on each one. We'll keep them brief, and hopefully next time we'll be able to maybe go somewhere we can get a dogfish, a smooth hound, maybe a big smooth hound, a nice ray of some kind, maybe a small-eyed ray, and then once we've got that species, I'm going to try hard to get something like a garfish or something like that. That's, you know, that's going to give me a really good percentage. So we'll just keep trying. So keep watching, and we'll see if we can build a little series of this for this competition, and we'll see how we get on. Be nice to win. It's the taking part that counts, and just keep subscribing, so then ring the little bell as well with the subscribe, and so you keep seeing us fishing this competition. Forget Ryan will be back next week. He's jammy, he tends to catch a lot of fish, so hopefully he can pull something out. See you all again soon.